Well, hello there, all. Doing another video. Gonna try to keep this one short and concise too. For this one, we are talking about training your mind first, why you keep quitting your muscle goals. So, a little bit of proof is that I've been there. I've been completely passionate about training, about nutrition, about programming for 15 years. I've been lifting for 15 years as a completely drug-free natural lifter. I've also spent a decade's worth of my time researching this topic, everything from training, nutrition, recovery, optimization, sleep, all sorts of things. I've also helped countless clients do the same thing, or not do the same thing. I've helped countless clients go from fat to shredded and from skinny to bulked up with some good size as well too. So with this video, I'm going to try to help you discover why you quit and kind of help you learn to train your mind for unwavering consistency. That way you can get closer towards achieving your goals for building a nice physique, nice strong physique, especially if you're a young natural skinny guy trying to build drug-free muscle. So the plan with this video is to kind of explore momentum loss, explore motivation traps, give a mental blueprint for unstoppable progress. For those of you, you probably feel like you start strong and you lose motivation. Maybe that sounds like you. Maybe you battle self-doubt a lot. Maybe you feel like you never want to go to the gym and you can't figure out why. Like maybe you have a gym schedule, but you're always skipping workouts. Maybe you go to the gym and you do go to the gym, but maybe you feel like you're never putting in enough effort when you get there. Maybe you feel like you lack discipline. Maybe you feel like you get setbacks here. Like maybe you skip a day or two of the gym and then out of nowhere now all of a sudden you feel like you want to skip the entire week. Like what's that about? We're going to try to go over a couple of those things, and then I kind of want you to imagine waking up mentally ready every single day. Imagine waking up ready to hit the gym consistently. Imagine waking up and being able to choose smart foods that are progressive towards your goals. And I want you to imagine watching your body transform over time, knowing that your mind is your strongest asset. So if any of that sounds cool, sounds interesting, I've got a link in the description below where you can learn more. Feel free to check that out. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the motivation myth, why relying on feelings fails you. A lot of you believe that you need constant motivation. This is a huge trap. Motivation is fleeting. So motivation is a big thing that a lot of young natural skinny guys struggle with, and there's a good chance that they've struggled with it for a while, which is probably the reason that they are still young or still skinny in the first place. Motivation is good when it comes to the gym, but you can't rely on it all the time because eventually your motivation is going to start fleeting and there's going to be days where you're not motivated to go to the gym. A lack of motivation or relying on motivation typically leads to inconsistent effort, and sometimes one bad day can derail your entire week, maybe in your entire month. Or there's going to be times where you start strong but you burn out and you feel guilty. So what is this about? Basically, if you try to rely on motivation, you're definitely going to have inconsistent effort because it's completely natural for every human out there that motivation goes up and down. Like you're not going to be motivated every single day. There's going to be days where you don't feel like going to the gym at all. And if you strictly rely on motivation, then you're going to have inconsistent effort, which is basically going to give you inconsistent gains. Some other guys some of you guys also probably struggle with starting strong, but you burn out, which tends to make you feel guilty and makes you want to quit. The issue with this is that a lot of you probably start strong and you have good first couple of days in the gym, or maybe you have a good first couple of weeks, but maybe you miss a workout here, you miss a workout there, or maybe you're not growing, you're not feeling like you're getting stronger. Now all of a sudden your motivation plummets and you feel like you want to quit. And some of you do quit and it completely burns and destroys all your progress that you've made. That's pretty typical. It happens to a lot of natural lifters too. And it's something we'll talk about. Me personally, early in my training career, I used to only go to the gym and only train when I was hyped. In other words, I would only train when I actually felt like it and I was excited to go. Although I would go and I would get a little bit stronger here or a little bit stronger there, I didn't really make any good progress because I was only focusing and relying on my motivation rather than focusing on discipline just to show up for every single workout that I had scheduled. If I could go back in time and just make sure I hit every single workout that I had scheduled, my gains would be significantly crazier today. Now, a lot of my clients have fell for the same trap. A lot of my clients as well, they try to focus, or they would rely too much on motivation rather than just staying disciplined and trying to adhere to their gym schedule, which I promise you will bring far better results. So let's go over the next thing, the discipline blueprint, how to build unstoppable mindset. The secret here is discipline. It's not motivation. Basically, if you show up, even when you don't feel like showing up, you're going to start to build automatic habits, which are far easier to rely on rather than trying to rely on your motivation. So the steps here in concrete detail are to just show up. Literally, I promise you it's so much easier if you just show up. Like if you have a workout scheduled and you don't feel like going, I promise you if you just show up and tell yourself you're going to work out for 10 minutes, there's like a 99% chance that 10 minutes will turn into 15 minute, 20 minute, 30 minute, some cases even for myself an hour long workout. That's a good hack. It's a good tip to use. It works pretty much all the time for me. Like on days when I don't feel like going to the gym, I tell myself, okay, I'm going to show up. I'll do a couple sets and I'll get out of there just to build my discipline. What always happens is I do a couple sets and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This isn't that bad. I'm just being a bitch. Let me just finish the entire workout. And next thing you know, I was in there for 45 minutes, got a good workout in. Although my energy might have not been the highest, I still showed up, still made progress, and still built my discipline by showing up for the gym. The next thing you can do is create a couple non-negotiables. These are going to be 2 to 3 core actions that you never miss. For me, good thing I like to do is set an alarm and try my best to not snooze that alarm as much as possible. Try to wake up as soon as it goes off. Pretty much have an idea of what I'm going to wear the next day, especially if I'm going to the gym in the morning. That way I can just lay my clothes out the night before. Pretty much I wake up, I have that core habit already built of having my clothes laid out. I don't have to sit there and think about what I'm going to wear, so I just put my clothes on, I go straight to the gym. That's another idea. Another thing you can do is like if you struggle with motivation and go to the gym, like you get to the point where it's a workout day and you're supposed to leave in 20 minutes, but you end up bailing because you have no motivation to go. Another hack, another tip you can do. Sorry, my dog's barking at something. I hear someone screaming. Another tip you can do is if you live close enough to the gym, say you're a 10-minute drive to the gym, is take your pre-workout at the house. If you take your pre-workout at the house before you leave, you're going to feel like you have to go to the gym because you already pounded a full thing of pre-workout. And what are you going to do if you pound your pre-workout and you don't go to the gym? You're just going to sit there all cracked out in your house? Like, no. You're probably going to end up just going to the gym anyway. That's a super good hack. I used to do that too. Another thing is environment design or making healthy choices easy. Hey, freaking dog. Another thing you can do is make healthy choices easy. Some things I like to do is if I don't want to eat it, I don't buy it. In other words, if there's no junk food in the house, if I don't want to eat junk food, I just don't buy junk food because it's not in the house. If I buy a pack of Oreos, buy some chips, and I put it in the storage, or not my storage, if I put it in the cabinets or the drawers, and I tell myself, oh, I'm just going to eat these every once in a while, there's a good chance that in the back of your head, subconsciously, you're going to know that there's Oreos in the kitchen. You're going to go there, you're going to go to the kitchen, and you're going to eat the entire bag of chips or the entire package of Oreos. I've done that countless times, and it's butchered my gains. So what I tell people instead is if you don't want to eat it, you don't want it to be part of your diet, do your best to just not buy it at all. Because if it's not easily accessible, you're not going to eat it. Like if there's no Oreos in the house, how am I going to eat any Oreos? The next thing is accountability. Share your goals with the community. This one is a super good idea. I try to tell people to do this as much as possible too, and I try to do it myself. By sharing your goals with the community, you can have other people help keep you accountable. Plus yourself, you tend to feel more accountable for yourself too because you've put that goal out there. And if you don't achieve that goal, then it kind of makes you look like a loser because you didn't achieve it in the first place. Myself, I used to train through anything by showing up. In other words, even when I didn't feel like going, I would just show up, and that's when I would make the most progress because I was being consistent with my gym schedule. And I've had clients do the same thing. A lot of my clients would struggle with not adhering to their gym schedule. And eventually, through enough complaining and enough yelling at them, they would want to show up. and they'd always feel like it was worth it in the end, because I promise you, if you feel like skipping your workout and you show up anyway, you're going to feel so much better every single time. So that's about it for this video. It was kind of a lot of information, but if you're looking for more, if you're looking for more detailed information, if you are a young, natural, skinny guy trying to build drug-free muscle, I have a complete A to Z program called the Muscle Method that is literally designed for people just like you, people who are skinny, people who are kind of younger. You know, you're trying to build actual, natural, drug-free muscle. Maybe you've been struggling with it for a few years now or a few months and you don't know what to do, you don't know what to try next. This is your solution. This is literally all the knowledge that I've gained over 15 years of lifting and 10 years of research, all condensed into one single program where I teach people just like you how to achieve the results and get the body and physique that you actually want. So if that kind of thing sounds cool, sounds interesting to you, feel free to check it out in the link in the description below. Down there, if you just click on that, you can schedule a completely free one-on-one strategy call, one-on-one strategy session with me. It's not really guided. It's not really super formal or anything like that. It's literally just a call. We can talk, hang out, figure out your goals, figure out what you want to achieve, and see how I can help you achieve those goals. So, like I said, if you want to check that out, feel free to check that out in the link in the description below. If not, peace out, you guys. This was a good video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.